Are you dreaming of finding the perfect condo to call your own, or considering the exciting prospect of investing in one, yet you find yourself feeling a bit overwhelmed by the process? Look no further. In this video, I'll show you how to navigate the ins and outs of buying a condo like a pro. From preparing a plan of action to closing the deal, I'll guide you through each step of the process, providing you valuable tips and insights along the way. And just so you know, my 15 years of experience as a condo association specialist qualify me to lead you through this journey. Hello and welcome to the All About Condos channel, your go-to source for all things condos related. Brought to you by Ickbens International Realty. I'm Octavio Rueda, your host and personal condo consultant, here to guide you effortlessly through the challenges of buying and owning a condo. I'm gonna go out on a limb here, but I'm confident that by the time you finish watching this video, you will likely have a deeper understanding of buying a condo than most real estate agents in your area. Regardless of your current level of experience with owning or purchasing a condo, I assure you that this tutorial will be of benefit. In it, I share my personal insights and perspective to equip you with the knowledge that empowers you to make an informed decision every step of the way. Before we dive in, I want to highlight that this tutorial is packed with essential tips and insights, so there's a lot to cover. To make it easier to follow and absorb all the information, I've divided the content into two parts. In part one, we'll walk through the first 4 steps of the condo buying process: planning, researching, hiring a real estate agent, and understanding the mortgage pre-approval process. In part 2, we'll cover the remaining steps: condo shopping, negotiating and making an offer, conducting contractual due diligence, closing the deal, and wrapping up with some post-purchase considerations. If you're a first-time buyer and new to the process, be sure to watch both parts to gain a complete understanding. Secondly, the information I'm about to share is grounded in my knowledge and experience with Florida condos. While many of the tips and insights I provide are universally applicable, if you're considering purchasing a condo in another state, I recommend that after you're done watching this tutorial, you seek guidance from a licensed professional in that specific state or county. The real estate laws, regulations, and procedures will vary from state to state. By the way, I've created several other videos where I delve deeper into some of the topics discussed in this video. So as we progress through the 8 steps of the buying process, I'll point out the additional videos that provide more detailed information on each topic. So with that said, we're all set, so sit back, relax, and get ready to learn how to buy a condo like a pro. Let's get started. Prepare a plan. It's crucial to take the time to thoroughly consider your decision to buy a condo. Start by writing down your thoughts. This is important for several reasons. First, as the saying goes, buying a home is one of the biggest investments people make in their lifetime. So don't leap into this venture without a plan, especially if you're a first-time home buyer. Secondly, there's more to buying a condo than meets the eye. The process can be more complex than purchasing a single-family house. For example, when investing in a condo, whether as a personal residence or as an investment property, it's vital to understand that your ownership rights are typically confined to the interior of the unit. However, the precise definition of interior can vary, determined by the state condo laws and the specific condo documents. Generally speaking, and without getting too technical, the interior includes the livable space within the unit extending from the midpoints of the perimeter walls, floors, and ceilings. Conversely, all the areas outside the unit boundaries are considered common areas, which fall under the management and maintenance responsibility of the condo association. A prime example of this is the balcony, often classified as a limited common area. While its use is restricted to the unit it's attached to, the guidelines for the use and maintenance are governed by the association's condo documents. This means that the condo association can establish specific regulations such as the authorized color for painting the balcony, as well as rules for decorations, usage, and maintenance. For instance, in a community I manage, there was a rule prohibiting the hanging of bikes on balcony walls. Such regulations are not uncommon and highlight the extent of control the association may exercise over these areas. All condos have established rules and regulations that govern the use of both the individual units and the corresponding common areas. It's essential for all unit owners to comply with these rules, as failure to do so can result in fines and other enforcement actions by the condo association. Understanding and adhering to these regulations is crucial for maintaining a harmonious living environment within the condo community. So if the idea of the association having a degree of control over aspects of your condo, or your lack of control over the exterior of the unit and common areas doesn't sit well with you, then the option for a single-family house might be a better fit for you. In such circumstances, a single-family house is a more suitable choice whether you're seeking a home or an investment property. Therefore, it's essential to weigh the pros and cons of condo ownership and decide if you're ready and willing to embrace the condo lifestyle. If so, there are 3 key factors to consider: budget, location, and amenities. Let's take a brief look at each of these. First, carefully consider your budget. Determine how much you can comfortably afford to spend on a condo, remembering to account for the maintenance fees, which are an additional expense alongside your mortgage and taxes. Utilizing an online mortgage calculator can give you an estimate of the price range within your reach based on your down payment and monthly mortgage payments. This step is crucial as it helps you determine which areas of town are affordable and what kind of amenities you might expect in your condo. Next, think about the location of the condo. Reflect on where you would ideally like to live and the reasons that area appeals to you. Keep in mind that the quality of the local schools can significantly impact the property's market value. And here's a quick tip. When buying a condo as a home, location often takes precedence. However, when purchasing as an investment, the price and potential return on investment may be more critical, though location still plays a significant role. After narrowing down your preferred locations, the next step is to consider the amenities you desire in your condo. It's crucial to distinguish between amenities that are essential for your lifestyle and those that are luxurious extras. Remember, the more amenities a condo association offers, the higher the maintenance fees are likely to be. Therefore, making this distinction helps you avoid paying extra for amenities that may not be necessary or particularly valuable to you. For instance, I know of a condo community with numerous amenities, including a conventional 18-hole par 72 golf course with a clubhouse and a restaurant on the south side, and a smaller 18-hole par 3 on the north side. While these amenities are great for residents who play golf, more than half of the owners there don't play golf and likely never will. There's nothing inherently wrong with paying for maintenance amenities that you never intend to use, as long as you can afford it. The property justifies the additional expense and it makes financial sense to you. In summary, the condo market offers a wide range of choices catering to various budgets, locations, and amenity preferences. The range of amenities can vary significantly among condos, with some featuring elevators, gyms, pools, while others may not. By thoroughly evaluating these 3 fundamental factors, budget, location, and amenities, you can make a well-formed decision ensuring that the condo you choose aligns seamlessly with your investment objectives and lifestyle. Once you have the outline of your plan in place, it's time to delve into research, focusing on each of the points most important to you. This involves considering both your wants and needs. Let's take a look at some key aspects of the research process. Firstly, it's crucial to understand the current state of the real estate market in your area of interest. You'll want to gauge both the supply, which is the number of condos available for sale, and the demand, referring to the number of potential buyers in the market for condos. The simplest approach to find out this information is by consulting with a local real estate agent. But generally, the real estate market can be classified into one of 3 stages: a buyer's market, a seller's market, or a balanced market, each reflecting different dynamics in terms of supply and demand. In a buyer's market, there are more condos for sale than there are buyers. Conversely, in a seller's market, there are more buyers than available condos. A balanced market, as the name suggests, is somewhere in between. Since the market is always fluctuating, understanding its current state, is crucial as it significantly affects the condo prices and availability. Another important factor to research and consider is the value of condos in your area. Understanding this helps you to determine the size and type of condo you can afford. Additionally, researching the quality of the local schools is a wise move even if you don't have children. As I mentioned previously, the reputation and performance of nearby schools can significantly impact the market value of the properties in the area. This aspect is crucial for both current valuation and future resale potential. And it's also significantly important to check on any upcoming changes initiated by the city or local government in the area. This includes zoning or infrastructure updates, such as the development of major roads or expressways. Additionally, it's important to look into any new residential or commercial projects that are currently in development or planned for the near future. Being informed about these changes and projects can provide valuable insight into potential shifts in the area's dynamics and the property values. So, understanding these factors can be instrumental in making a well-informed decision about your condo purchase. And if you're new to the area, take some time to explore the local parks, restaurants, bars, clubs, shopping centers, and other places of personal interest. Most of the information you need can be found online through local government websites, real estate agency sites, and of course, social media platforms. I highly recommend that you thoroughly familiarize yourself with your area of interest, even if you're working with a knowledgeable real estate professional. This will enable you to ask more informed questions and gain a deeper understanding of the area. Finally, I'd like to recommend my video entitled Condo 101, The Basics of Condo Ownership. As part of your research, it's essential to familiarize yourself with the basic terminology and concepts of condo ownership. The Condo 101 video is a great resource, especially if you're new to the condo market. Hiring the right real estate agent isn't as straightforward as it might seem. Before we dive into the details, it's important to understand the difference between the common definition of the term agent and the legal concept of agency. This distinction will lay a solid foundation for the information I'll be sharing on this topic. Let's first simplify the term agent without getting too technical. Commonly, an agent refers to someone licensed to perform a specific professional service, such as an insurance agent, travel agent, or real estate agent. However, in the legal context, especially under the law of agency, the term agent assumes a more profound significance. The law of agency defines agency as a legal fiduciary relationship where one person, the agent, acts on behalf of another, the principal. In real estate, the licensee becomes the agent representing either a buyer, referred to as a client, or a seller, referred to as a principal. The agent has the authority to represent and make decisions on behalf of the client or principal, with obligations to act in their best interest, maintain loyalty, and follow given instructions. This fiduciary role ensures accountability, trust, and protection for both parties involved in the agency relationship. Throughout this section, as we delve into the legal concept of agency, I'll use the term real estate licensee and real estate agent to distinguish between the licensees acting as agents in the legal sense. It's important to note that in some scenarios, real estate licensees may not be acting as agents for either the buyer or the seller, but instead representing both in the same transaction, a role known as dual agency. However, dual agency is illegal in some states, including Florida. Keep this in mind as we discuss this topic further. With this understanding of agency, we can now delve deeper into the things to consider when hiring a real estate agent. The distinction between the common use of agent and its legal definition will become clearer as we proceed. By the way, the term realtor is often used interchangeably with real estate agent. However, realtor is a registered trademark of the National Association of Realtors, referring to a real estate licensee who is a member of that association without specifying their role. Keep that in mind. So when hiring a real estate licensee, there are two essential factors to consider: the type of representation and the licensee's level of experience. Let's start with the most objective and easiest to verify: the type of representation. The type of representation a real estate licensee can offer is governed by the state's real estate licensing and brokerage relationship laws. Given the relative uniformity of real estate laws across the United States, there are similarities in the titles or names used for the types of representation. Some common titles or types of representation include seller's agent, buyer's agent, transaction broker, and dual agency. Similarly, there are commonalities in these state laws regarding agency and brokerage relationships, particularly in how they define the level of enforcement. This includes penalties, fines, and other consequences faced by licensees who fail to adhere to the duties and obligations. These laws are designed to ensure a general level of protection for the public. However, it's important to recognize that while the names of the types of representation may be consistent across different states, the specific duties and obligations associated with each can vary significantly. Therefore, understanding the particular representations available in the state where you're planning to purchase a condo is crucial. In Florida, for instance, the law of brokerage relationships defines the three types of brokerage relationships which real estate licensees can represent buyers or sellers, and establishes the legal duties and obligations for all the Florida real estate licensees. This framework is essential for maintaining a professional and ethical working relationship between the real estate licensees and their clients or customers. The three types of brokerage relationships in Florida are the no brokerage relationship, transaction broker relationship, and single agent relationship. Let's briefly discuss each of these. The no brokerage relationship. In this arrangement, the real estate licensees act as facilitators. This role is primarily to oversee the process, ensuring it progresses smoothly without providing extensive representation or advocacy for either the buyer or the seller. The transaction broker relationship, as defined by Florida Statute 475, involves a broker involving limited representation to a buyer, seller, or both, but not in a fiduciary capacity as a single agent. The law characterizes this role as a transaction coordinator. In fact, in Florida, real estate licensees are presumed to be transaction brokers unless a different type of relationship is explicitly agreed upon in writing. This arrangement allows brokers to facilitate transactions without fiduciary responsibility of a single agent. The single agent relationship, on the other hand, is a fiduciary role defined under the law of agency. I liken the role of a single agent as that of an attorney-client relationship, where it demands loyalty and confidentiality from the agent in the representation of their principal. This is what I consider full-service representation, where the agent's duty is solely to their client or principal. In this relationship, the agent is fully committed to advocating for the interests of their client, providing a level of dedication and protection akin to that found in a legal representation. Speaking of clients, the Florida Brokerage Relationship Law establishes a clear distinction between the term client and customer. According to this law, licensees acting as a single agent may refer to their buyer that they represent as a client. On the other hand, licensees operating under the no brokerage or transaction brokerage relationship should use the term customer to describe the buyer or seller they are assisting in the transaction. Therefore, the term client and customer distinctly define the nature of the relationship between the licensee and the buyer or seller. It's important to note that the term principal denotes an agency fiduciary relationship and is therefore limited to use in the context of a single agency relationship as well. As I previously mentioned, in Florida, real estate licensees cannot serve as dual agents. This means that the agents cannot represent both parties, the buyer and the seller, in the same transaction. Therefore, it's important to understand that there are two types of single agents: listing agents, who represent sellers and buyer's agents who represent buyers. The key takeaway from this section is the understanding that not all real estate licensees function as agents in the traditional sense, particularly here in Florida. Here, the default role of a real estate licensee is that of a transaction broker. This role is essentially that of a non-agent representative, where you as the buyer are considered their customer. In this capacity, the licensee's primary duty is to assist in the coordination of the transaction. Unlike a fiduciary agent, a transaction broker does not have a specific duty of loyalty to you. Their role is more about facilitating the transaction process, ensuring that both parties move smoothly towards a successful closing, rather than advocating exclusively on behalf of one party or the other. Drawing from my experience as a condo association manager, one of my primary concerns with buyers represented by non-agents is their frequent failure to uphold their customers' interests as required by Florida law of brokerage relationships. This can be a significant issue in ensuring that buyers' needs are properly represented. Understanding agency and brokerage relationships is crucial for buyers, which is why I've produced a detailed video on this topic. It delves into the differences between each of the three types of brokerage relationships, helping you to choose the one that aligns best with your needs and goals. I highly recommend watching it when you have the time. In the meantime, for the purposes of this video, let's get straight to the point. I generally recommend working with a real estate professional under the single agent relationship, all other factors being equal. This type of relationship offers the most comprehensive representation. However, it's always prudent to discuss your options with your real estate professional and thoroughly review any agreements before making a final decision. If you're interested in learning more about Florida agency law and brokerage relationships, please check out my video entitled Making the Right Choice, a deep dive into hiring a real estate agent. Let's now focus on the second most important factor when hiring a real estate licensee, their level of experience or know-how. This aspect is more subjective, as experience isn't as easily quantifiable as the type of representation. At a time where the term expert is frequently used, it's important to look beyond the titles. Many licensees claim expertise on their business cards and social media profiles. However, that may not be the case. Based on my years of experience as a condo manager and real estate broker, I've come to understand that condos represent a niche market in real estate. This specialization is often not fully grasped by many real estate licensees, a fact I've learned through first-hand interactions and observations of their transactions. As I've said before, condos have a unique aspect that differs significantly from other types of residential properties, such as single-family homes or townhomes. While there are real estate professionals who handle condo transactions effectively, there are relatively few. This disparity highlights the importance of specialization within the real estate industry, where professionals often focus on specific sectors like luxury homes, vacation homes, or in this case, condos. Considering that only a small percentage of real estate professionals truly specialize in condos, unless you live in an area where condos are prevalent and transactions involving them are routine, I'm confident that by the end of this tutorial, you'll likely be as informed, if not more, about condo transactions as most real estate licensees in your area. This tutorial aims to provide comprehensive knowledge and insights into the condo market, offering an understanding that many general real estate agents may lack. My observation is not a critique of my colleagues, but rather a reflection of the reality I frequently encountered in my role as a condo association manager. As I see it, the 80-20 rule, which suggests that 80% of the outcomes are derived from 20% of the inputs, appears to be relevant in this context. In my experience, only 20% of real estate licensees have a comprehensive understanding of condominiums. This scarcity of knowledgeable professionals can significantly affect the effectiveness of prospective buyers and sellers in securing qualified professional representation in condo transactions. This point is underscored By my interactions with many buyers represented by real estate licensees, alarmingly, I've noticed that even after closing on their units, a significant number of these buyers often lack basic understanding of the key aspects of the condo buying process they just went through. For instance, I've encountered situations where new owners were unaware of existing special assessments or restrictions that limited their intended use of the unit. A particularly common issue is when licensees fail to adequately guide their clients through the condo application process. This process is crucial, and if not navigated correctly, can lead to unnecessary delays, frustrations, and even outcomes as severe as application denial, especially if the prospective buyer is left to manage the process alone. I will delve deeper into the application process in Step 8. What's concerning is that these licensees often do not take the initiative to actively participate in the process on behalf of their customers. In conclusion, while it's unrealistic to expect that every real estate professional would be an expert in all aspects of condo purchasing, a real estate agent's dedication to thoroughly assisting their clients is crucial, particularly in the specialized field of condo transactions. Therefore, whenever possible, opt for a real estate agent who specializes in condos. Choosing the right real estate agent is a critical decision in achieving your condo purchasing goals. The ideal agent offers more than just expertise. They provide tailored guidance, a thorough understanding of the condo market, and the ability to navigate any challenges that may arise. Their involvement can significantly improve your experience, ensuring peace of mind in a successful, well-managed transaction. Ultimately, the right agent is more than just a facilitator or a coordinator. They are an invaluable partner in achieving your real estate goals. If you're planning to finance the purchase of your condo, getting pre-approved for a mortgage is a crucial step, second only to securing the actual mortgage. This process is unique in two key aspects. First, the pre-approval process can be your initial step even before hiring a real estate agent. Starting early gives you a valuable and invaluable head start in understanding your budget constraints and purchasing power. However, if you are not able to obtain a pre-approval before hiring an agent, there's no need to worry. Your real estate agent can be an invaluable resource, guiding you through the steps and assisting you in securing the pre-approval. This proactive step can significantly strengthen your position when you're ready to make an offer on a condo. The second unique aspect is that the mortgage professional you initially choose for your pre-approval may not be the one from whom you ultimately obtain your loan. It's common for the pre-approval letter to be issued by one institution while the loan commitment letter comes from another. This variability adds a distinct layer to this step. We'll explore the loan commitment letter and its significance in greater detail when we discuss the contract contingency process. For now, understand that the pre-approval is a preliminary yet essential step in assessing a prospective buyer's financial capability. A mortgage pre-approval provides a tentative estimate of the loan amount you might be eligible for based on an initial evaluation by a mortgage broker or a banker. These professionals analyze your financial information to offer a clearer picture of what you can afford. To get pre-approved, you will need to provide the mortgage professional with the specifics of your current financial situation. This can include information about your employment, income, assets, bank accounts, creditors, debts, and the expected down payment. The mortgage professional will give you a list of all the required documents and information needed for the pre-approval. Note that at whichever state of the process you decide to seek pre-approval, you'll have the option to work with either a mortgage broker or mortgage banker, sometimes referred to as a direct lender. Let me take a moment to briefly explain the differences between these two. A mortgage broker acts as an intermediary, assisting prospective borrowers in finding the right lender that matches their credentials and qualifications. These lenders are often non-banking institutions. The primary advantage of working with a broker is their access to a diverse range of lenders, which translates into a variety of loan options. However, it's important to be aware that working with a broker might result in higher loan processing fees and in some cases, potentially higher interest rates. Conversely, mortgage bankers or direct lenders, typically banks or similar financial institutions, lend money directly to the borrower for purchasing or refinancing a home without intermediaries. In this scenario, the professional assisting the borrower is typically known as a mortgage loan officer, an employee of the lending institution. As such, they can usually provide more detailed information about the products offered by their institution compared to the mortgage broker who acts as an intermediary between borrowers and various prospective lenders. The benefits of working with a banker or a direct lender include generally lower fees and costs, as there are no commissions or origination fees, and all paperwork is handled in-house. However, a drawback is that if your loan application is denied, you will need to start the process anew with a different lender. Given these differences, if you have established credit and bank accounts, I recommend starting your loan pre-approval process with your bank, especially if they offer mortgages. If their offerings don't meet your needs, then consider moving on to working with a mortgage broker. Ultimately, your choice between a broker and a banker will depend on several factors, including your credit rating, banking history, current assets, and the percentage of the total purchase price you seek to borrow, which is determined by the amount of your down payment. Don't worry if the mortgage pre-approval process seems a bit overwhelming or intimidating. Almost all real estate professionals have a working relationship with mortgage brokers or bankers who can guide you through every step of the way. It's often beneficial to work with a mortgage professional who has a good rapport with your real estate agent. In fact, getting clients pre-approved is commonly one of the first tasks that many real estate agents undertake, and professional real estate agents will generally not work with buyers who haven't been pre-approved unless they're like a personal friend or a relative. After securing a pre-approval letter, your real estate agent will be ready to submit a copy of it along with the contract and other necessary documents to make an offer once you find a condo you're interested in purchasing. This step is crucial in demonstrating your seriousness and financial readiness to the seller. As I mentioned earlier, getting pre-approved for a mortgage is a crucial step. It not only ensures that you can afford the condo you're interested in, but it also streamlines the loan acquisition process once you've got an accepted offer and are in the contract contingency phase of the purchase. Having your personal financial information organized and readily available is important, as it also expedites the submission of your loan application. The mortgage lender will use your information in the application package to verify your borrowing potential and, once approved, issue the loan commitment letter. The key takeaway regarding pre-approval is to initiate the process as early as possible. Doing so helps to avoid potential delays later in your condo buying journey. It's also important to keep the documents and information used for pre-approval readily accessible. You'll need them again during the condo application process and for obtaining the loan commitment from the lender. The loan commitment process typically involves resubmitting all the same documents with your loan application for approval. These steps are part of the contract contingency phase, which is step 7 in the condo buying process. By being proactive and organized with your financial documentation, you can ensure a smoother and more efficient progression through these critical steps of purchasing your condo. Now that you've completed all the preliminary steps, it's time to go condo shopping with your real estate agent. While you can certainly start this search on your own, I strongly recommend working with a real estate agent, especially one acting as a buyer's agent. Their expertise and knowledge of the market can be invaluable in finding your dream condo for you. Thanks for joining me for the first 4 essential steps in our guide to buying a condo like a pro. We've laid the groundwork for the key strategies to get you started. In part 2, we'll tackle the final critical steps, including negotiation tactics and closing the deal. Don't miss part 2 to complete your condo buying journey. See you there.